God takes the situation that I was disappointed about and yet turns it around into what was actually his plan all along. So in 1994, Lynda and I had the opportunity to go to Albania. And this was one of those spring break trips where you go and you spend a week in Albania and do outreaches, mostly on campus in the city of Tirana. And so Lynda and I both went, and I brought along, of course, my ventriloquist puppets, and whenever there was opportunity, I would pull those out and just kind of show people what I did and entertain people, but also to bring the message of the gospel in a lot of settings where people in other cultures see this ventriloquism and they're really amazed, especially if you're in a culture where they've never seen it before. Albania was really one of the most closed countries to outsiders in the world at that time, and it had just opened up to outsiders coming in from other countries to interact with Albanian people. And so one of the guys that we met was a fellow by the name of
Genti.
Mm-hmm. And Genti saw what I did and got this idea: you should be on Albanian television.
Which we thought was hilarious. Oh, just be on TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the show that is coming up this week called The Spectac, and see if they can put you on the show.
A show that we would describe as a combination of Miss America, Star Search, all these elements of dancing talent and male bodybuilders and lots of variety. Of course they'll put you on.
Of course they will. And so we laughed about this and we thought, okay, this is a show that's coming up this week. It's a live show that's going to be covered. It's going to cover the whole country.
So we were in this show.
So we were in the show and I did my little piece.
David Pendleton.
I was planning the finale, and the finale would be that I would get the host of the show,
who was a little bit like, in the United States, like a Johnny Carson. Everyone knew this gentleman.
He was a big celebrity in Albania, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun if I got him up there and I push in the back of his neck and I'll have him open his mouth? Well, at the last minute, he said to me, oh, I forgot. I have a wardrobe change that I need to do, and so you can't use me, so I'm out. Well, then I turned to Avni. He was a student at that time, and last minute, I've got no other options. I'm gonna bring you up and push on the back of your neck and use you as the dummy.
This is all we've got at the last minute, so we're gonna go with this.
Best I've got. So he came up and he did a fantastic job. You know, I pushed in the back of his neck and say hi.
Hi. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
And it seemed like the entire country saw this show. And since I had gotten Avni up there, that was totally a fluke. I was not planning on that at all. But here's how the Lord had a different plan. And at that time, there was a strategy to take the Jesus film into some of the remote areas of Albania.
Taking helicopters into smaller areas.
Yeah, so that's what they called it, was Project Arrow.
And there was a village where they had no contacts. They didn't know anyone. How are we gonna get word out that we have this film we would love to show?
So one of the stories is that Avni was a part of one of these Project Arrow trips. And they showed up in this village, and the leader of the village is shaking hands with the team that have now come to show this film. And he looks up and he sees Avni. And he looks at him and he says,
You were on TV.
You were on television. I saw you on television. You were the guy that was with that American. And of course, he's saying this all in Albanian.
So why are you here? And Avni said, I came because I would love to show a movie to your whole town. And the leadership said, our whole town will be there.
Yeah, we trust you. You're famous, and we want everybody to see whatever it is that you have to show. We are going to make sure that everybody in town is going to come see this thing. And so
we just thought that was such a sweet gift, because we were so disappointed David did not get to use the person he thought he was going to use. But Avni's face got to be on TV, and it made a difference for a whole community.
Yeah. So there was an example of how something that I was just so disappointed that, oh, I was really hoping I could get to use this other guy. But just what a great thing that it was that it came back full circle, that it was God's plan all along, that it was Avni's face that needed to be on television, because it was God's plan that this whole community of people, you know, we wanted to come out to see the Jesus film. And so that was just another example of how God takes a situation that I was disappointed about and yet turns it around into what was actually his plan all along.
And yes, you just trust the Lord. It was a sweet, special experience.
Yeah.
You'll never know, dear, how much I love you.
Thank you.
Please don't take my sunshine away. Mwah.